World 19th ranked Daniel ALEKSANDROV of Bulgaria. He is in the red, 25 years old, out of Pernik. His opponent, the 18th ranked wrestler in the country, 24-year-old Adlan AKIEV of the Russian Federation. World University bronze medalist in 2016 against the European bronze medalist from 2016. ALEKSANDROV with that Euro bronze a year ago. He also an Olympian. He's pretty good.
He's got that quality. It's hard to believe that the tick-tock to Tokyo has already begun.
Yeah, this is the first year of the cycle. Also, we were talking about the popularity of Greco-Roman in Europe as evidenced by the much larger brackets. Hence, they had to expand. They only went 3 mats for freestyle, men's and women's. Now they went all 4 mats for Greco. And yes, the matches are a little longer, but there were more entries in almost every single weight class. So you see the Greco-Roman history and tradition here in Europe.
Part of that strength and depth is making it onto the national team and trying to convert here and get some points on the board in the national team standings. And the referee standing for no more passivity at the moment. It will be that first point on the board. Adlan AKIEV with a slender lead as we get halfway through this first period. ALEKSANDROV has got quite a heavy taping on that knee. A few little sticking out edges, which is not allowed. Has to be a smooth surface in any sort of the tapes around the legs.
And we've got, it appears to be some blood that our medical team will be Johnny on the spot and clean up.
They've earned their money this week.
Really have.
Likewise, the coaches, key information at critical times. Too much information, you can just get caught up in thinking about what you should do, but if the coach can dispense that little bit of wisdom at the right time.
Wrestlers are ready to go. Referees nowhere to be found.
Yeah, went for a coffee, just nipped out there.
They love their coffee here in Serbia, too. I have not had a single cup of coffee since I've been here.
Because you don't like it, or you don't want to?
I just never have a second cup of coffee at home, so.
They're trying to grind their way forward here. ALEKSANDROV. Real rough stuff on the inside from both men here. Neither wanting to take a backward step. AKIEV getting a warning from the referee on the inside.
Yeah, there's the passivity warning. First one offered. Under 30 to go here in period number 1. AKIEV, again, the 24-year-old from the Russian Federation. In the lead on the scoreboard, referee saying, get the head up again. You got to keep your head up. You've got to present. Bulgarian coaches somewhat incensed, wondering why he hasn't been hit yet again.
And the clock may save ALEKSANDROV here.
Even the fans wanting glue passive. Bulgaria, Hungary, and Turkey with very good fan support here in Novi Sad. In a city about an hour north of this nation's capital of Belgrade, which we will depart to in the wee hours of the morning.
The very wee hours for yourself.
Yep. Fly back to the United States on my 7th year anniversary.
That'll be a nice welcome home for you, but who's going to be welcomed back with the medal here? ALEKSANDROV has it all to do here. Plenty of time to do it in.
Yeah, plenty of time if we've got a whole period, and I got a feeling if we see a lot of what we saw in the first period, this could be 2-1 passivities the whole way.
Well, the Greco-Roman rules ever changing, it would seem.
I wouldn't really call what they do completely changing.
Parterre seems to have...
They make some modifications. Taking the parterre out of the forced parterre, that was a significant change.
Do you agree with that change? Do you feel that that's taken something from it?
I really don't know, honestly, because as much as I'd like to see better action on the feet, we're not seeing as many throws or parterre turns.
Yep. As we see a turn on the scoreboard.
Yep. It turns from 0 to 1, and now ALEKSANDROV has the lead. I mean, you take the opportunity away from a lot of lifts. The question is where you're focusing your attention in your training.
Sure.
You know, with this much time on your feet and, you know, a limited set of attacks that you can really create from Greco-Roman.
Yep.
But again, how can you know, the arbitrary nature sometimes, or the subjective nature of the passivity point, probably more detrimental to a match than putting someone down, unless that person's Roman Vlasov and deadly with a straight man, who is not competing this week, by the way.
A minute and 30 left to try and compete here. AKIEV and ALEKSANDROV. It may be controversial to say, but if it wasn't for passivity points, it'd be quite a match. A few matches would end in 0-0.
Which is exactly what they don't want, because you must have a winner, because there is no overtime. And we've
punctuated again by more running repairs from the medical team.
Punctuated or punctuated in this case, meaning his skin perhaps.
Hopefully not. Both men taking advantage of the respite here to get cleaned up and ready. No, I just think it's interesting. I thought the parterre, I can understand why it was taken out as an element, but I don't know whether it's made it more interesting, more exciting or not. I'm far from an expert in it, but from the untrained eye, doesn't seem to be quite right here, but continuously modifying the rules in an Olympic cycle, it's not fair on the athletes and coaches either.
Well, I know that they have actually tried to quell the amount of rule changes they make in there. They're making smaller changes less frequently versus, like, say, the drastic changes that happened in 2005, which, to be quite honest with you, set our sport back. We have had a huge overhaul of the leadership, the name. It's not just a name change, folks. I had an opportunity to speak with United World Wrestling President Nenad Lalovic earlier today, and he's talking about, you know, the Constitution has been rewritten. There are a lot more transparency, and they admittedly still have ways to go to do all the things that they want to do to improve the sport. But the rule changes are less drastic and less impulsive, but they still impact nations, especially when they come down in an open spot on the international calendar, but that might hit right before, say, the German nationals, and their entire country has to learn a new set of rules overnight.
But ruling the roost at the moment just by that criteria. ALEKSANDROV trying to stay aggressive, trying to stay involved. Those modifications, well, it's good to see another passivity warning here, this time against the Bulgarian. Tries for the big throw, AKIEV.
Looking for that body lock on the edge, gonna try to pop his hips and go. Is he gonna get one? Is he gonna get two for correct throw? Appears to be the case. They did not come around on top for control. I don't believe they're gonna score the takedown. Regardless of what it is, it's gonna be 2 points. That again is kind of that gray area with even as much as I know the sport, you never know what they call. It's one or the other, but it's definitely 2.
And what a timely 2 it is. The 2-point lead into the last 10 seconds now. Will it be an excellent bronze earned well by Adlan AKIEV? Can ALEKSANDROV find something? Well, the clock looks as if it's got him beaten here. A sneaky look at it from AKIEV. A punch in the air. A fantastic bronze there at the end. Well, we talked about that impasse. We talked about the need to have the parterre, but in the end, finding that correct throw. Here's your bronze medalist.
And when we say correct throw, it's the lift, it's the movement of the wrestler off the mat to a different point while executing the tactical